So we'll go ahead and get started. My name is Nielsen With. I'm a senior admissions counselor here in our West Texas office. I recruit mainly in Abilene and Wichita Falls. This is my third year with Tech, or fourth recruiting cycle, third full year working with Texas Tech. And I am a graduate of Texas Tech as well. So I graduated in 2021 with a degree in public relations. So if y'all have any questions, especially related to life on campus or anything like that, feel free to drop those in the Q&A function, and I'll be glad to get to them as we finish up. This presentation will go over a lot of information about Texas Tech. We'll start out with just some general information, general overview, and then we'll work into some of the specific programs and opportunities that we offer as well. So a little bit about, we can't talk about Texas Tech without first talking about where we are. So Texas Tech is located in Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock is kind of a home away from home for me, for sure. It's kind of a blend of some of our smaller and larger communities in the state of Texas. So we have more than 250,000 residents, over 300,000 in the county itself. And so while that does give us some big time options like some of our live music venues in an international airport less than 10 minutes from campus, you still can drive from one side to the other in less than 20 minutes. And so my mom calls it the biggest small town in the state. So we are I'll click over here to show you guys a map. So we are about 4.5 hours from the DFW area, about 5 hours from the Austin area and El Paso area, about 6 hours from San Antonio, and about 8 hours from Houston. One of the things we like to point out, though, is that with our location, it does give us kind of a distinct advantage here in the state. With most of our students will actually stay here on campus. So we do have traditional residence halls, and we'll talk a little bit more about those later, but we house all of our freshmen on campus. So we do require freshmen to live on campus. So you do get that traditional college experience. More than 78% of our students will come from more than 300 miles away. That's a big deal because it means that we have a ton of students that are coming to us. We have many students that come here, and the first time that they actually step on campus is their orientation session. We're a large public school located in Lubbock, and so we have about just over 41,000 students this year. So it is a record enrollment for us. We do have students from all 50 states and more than 100 countries. We have a 21-to-1 student to faculty ratio. That can vary pretty widely in some of our programs, especially in places like engineering and other STEM, where they're closer to 14 to 16 to 1. About 42% of our students come from a diverse background. Nearly 30% of those are Hispanic. We have 28% of our student population is first generation. That number has steadily increased even since I was at Texas Tech. So we are admitting and enrolling more and more first generation college students at Texas Tech. We are a tier 1 research university, so you can expect our faculty not just to be involved in teaching, but also to be involved in research along with their students as well. If you're looking for kind of our claim to fame, we are top 10 nationally in workforce preparation. It means we do about as good of a job as you possibly can, training students to go to work. We're the #1 best college for the money in the Southwest. We are a Hispanic serving institution. We're one of only 20 research R1 tier 1 R1 designated Hispanic serving institutions. We are the only Hispanic serving institution with a College of Agriculture in the state of Texas. So we've talked about the Texas Tech is big. We've talked about some of our world-class academics, especially at a macro scale, but we do offer a ton of different programs as well. So 10 different academic colleges. We'll talk about those a little bit. 150 different academic programs. We do have a School of Veterinary Medicine. It's just the second School of Veterinary Medicine in the state of Texas. We do offer a law school. That law school is right on our undergraduate campus. It's less than 500 feet from where you would walk the stage when you graduate with your undergraduate. We do have a health science. We do have 2 different health science centers at the state of in Texas. We offer one of them here in Lubbock and another one in El Paso. The El Paso Health Science Center does house the dental school for Texas Tech University. And here are our 10 different academic colleges. So those 150 different majors that we talked about earlier are split up into these 10 different academic colleges. A majority of them are housed inside of our College of Arts and Sciences. That's going to be fairly standard kind of across the country. But we do have more than a dozen programs in the Davis College of Agricultural Sciences, College of Health and Human Sciences, with 8 different programs in the Rawls College of Business, and 10 different engineering programs in the Whitaker College of Engineering. So, depending on what you're looking for, we do have quite a bit that we offer at Texas Tech. I do like to point out the 2 at the bottom. The second to last, the College of Media and Communication, was my home at Texas Tech. And the JT and Margaret Talkington College of Visual and Performing Arts really is a very, very cool place at Texas Tech. Having a College of Visual and Performing Arts does allow us to offer both Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Fine Arts degrees at Texas Tech. If you're interested in any of those Bachelor of Fine Arts degrees, those do have an audition component, which means that there is a talent aspect to your degree. So we offer a ton of different opportunities for success. Student involvement is huge for us. The Center for Transformative Undergraduate Experiences allows students to kind of walk with faculty through some of our research programming. It does actually allow students to be published by the time that they leave. We have 18 different learning communities at Texas Tech, and these are essentially housing blocks that are set aside for students from specific groups, whether that's a specific program, a specific college. And so about 4,000 students will be part of those programs. Undergraduate research is a big deal for us. We talk about that Tier 1 R1 designation that doesn't happen without large amounts of undergraduate research. A lot of that is done in our honors college and our College of Arts and Sciences as well. Internships are a big part of what we do. Nearly every one of our programs will have some sort of internship or capstone or campaign program to cap off your undergraduate time. And so some of that it can be a research project. Some of that it is, hey, go complete 400 hours of an internship during the semester. For my degree, it was actually, hey, go out and create a PR campaign for a local nonprofit. And so you will get that real world experience as part of your classroom time here at Texas Tech. Again, we talk about that top 10 workforce preparation. You don't get that without having programs as part of the plan. We have nearly 550 different student organizations. I always like to say we're not too specific on what constitutes a student organization. If you have an idea, we have an entire office on campus that is dedicated to getting students involved. They would love to sit down with you and talk about how to make that happen at Texas Tech. Spirit and Tradition was my favorite thing. It was actually the organization that I was involved in while I was at Texas Tech. You might be able to see a picture just above me here of some students ringing a bell tower. That's the Saddle Tramps of Texas Tech, and they are responsible for nearly all of our history and traditions that we have here. Would you like to give a quick shout out to something that is not here in Lubbock, Texas? And that is, those are that's one, our study abroad office, but also some of our study abroad locations as well. Texas Tech does operate 2 campuses outside of the state of Texas. One of them is our full campus in Costa Rica. We do actually offer full degree programs at that Costa Rica campus. So students can elect to go to Costa Rica for things like electrical, industrial, and mechanical engineering, but also our some of our math programs and our RIM program, our restaurant, hotel, and institutional management. The Seville Center in Seville, Spain, is probably our most common location for students to study abroad, especially short term. So if it's 1 or 2 semesters, or even if it's a 2 to 4 week program, that Seville Center in Spain is where a majority of our students will go. But we do have more than 80 different study abroad locations, and your financial aid does fall into those places. So if you have loans and grants, those loans, grants, and scholarships, those can travel with you as you go to other locations to study. Career centers are big for us. I'm not just saying that because my grandmother worked in ours for 50 years, but we have 3 of them on our campus, 1 for the university and then 1 each for the College of Business and the College of Engineering. And they will host their own career fairs. They'll do etiquette dinners. They'll do specific work with helping you create resumes, helping you apply for jobs. The biggest benefit of the Career Center for me, though, is that this is not something that starts when you get to campus. It's actually something that starts as soon as you're admitted to Texas Tech. They have programs to help students identify the right major and the right careers for them. But it's something you can continue to use until the day you decide to stop working. And so I always like to say it's from the time you're admitted until the time that you're done, you click retire. So we are, the Career Center really does provide services for Red Raiders in all walks of life. They've done it for nearly 100 years now. Awesome. Industry Career Certificates is probably our newest program here at Texas Tech. So this is something that we've started offering. This is a free service that we started offering to students at Texas Tech, and we worked with some of our hiring partners and some of the companies that we work with most often, and we asked them, said, hey, what are not just our graduates, but what are graduates lacking? And one of the things that they talked about were the entry level certificate programs that they were having to enroll new hires in. And so one thing that we've done is we've taken on the cost of this. This is done outside of your major. We've taken on the cost and actually allowed students to go in and complete some of those career certificate programs that you might need to do before you get hired. You can actually have them before you even apply for the jobs. And so while a lot of other candidates are applying knowing that they'll need additional training, you've already completed the additional training and you're able to put that on your resume. This was something that I was able to do as a student at Texas Tech. We completed almost all of our PR certifications prior to actually graduating. I actually did them during my junior, some of them even during my junior year at Texas Tech. And so again, this is outside of class, not something you have to do, but it is something that makes our graduates much more higher. Awesome. So Student Disability Services, this is one of the most comprehensive programs of its kind in the state of Texas. We'll provide service to more than 2,000 students. Technique Center is a pay-for-service tutoring option. It provides regularly scheduled tutoring as well as weekly meetings with academic counseling. You don't have to pay for your academic counselor in general. You can meet with your academic counselor here at Texas Tech. This is an additional service as part of that. The Writing Center is one of my favorite places on campus, not just because it teaches other students how to write, but because it actually taught me how to write while I was a student here at Texas Tech. I got my first A on a college paper because I walked into the Writing Center and said, "Hey, I need help figuring this out." We do offer a counseling center on campus, not just for academic counseling, but if you do need to work with a counselor while you're here, that is available to you as well. So life as a Red Raider, we talked a lot about what you'll be doing in the classroom and what that would look like, but what does life look like outside of the classroom? And for us, this really is a vibrant part of what we offer. So again, more than 550 student organizations. So yeah, you'll have the opportunity to get involved while you're here at Texas Tech. It is one of the greatest indicators of student retention and of student success is being involved on campus. The other one is living on campus, and we've already talked about. We have 19 different residence halls, 4 different styles. So everything from our traditional style fixed furniture with a communal bathroom to our suite style. You'll have your own room. You will share a bathroom with one other person and a common space with 3 others. We have a 242,000 square foot rec center, which houses 6 full-time basketball courts, futsal court, more than 5 different weightlifting facilities, 8th mile track, but it also offers the tallest rock wall in the Big 12. Now, I am going to caveat this: we have not gone to some of our new entrants into the Big 12, but I can tell you we have about 15 feet before we get to the ceiling, and we are more than happy to build 14 feet 11 inches of new rock wall if we need to. We do have 30 different on-campus dining locations, and so 3 of those are Chick-fil-A's and 2 of those are Starbucks. So if you are a big fan of Starbucks and Chick-fil-A, like I am, you'll have a ton of options on campus, but we do offer a ton of different options outside of those as well. And dining is always bringing in new concepts and changing things. That picture in there is the Commons, and it's what's right next to the Talkington Suite Residence Hall and our Student Union building as well. This is my favorite slide here at Texas Tech. We do get to talk about some of our traditions. Carol of Lights is an awesome tradition that we have where we actually will string the historical portions of campus, including our bell tower, with over 50,000 Christmas lights. We'll get together on what is traditionally one of the coldest and windiest days of the year with more than 25,000 other Tech fans and Lubbock locals. We'll sing some Christmas carols and we'll flip on all the lights. It's a really fun experience. We do offer unlimited access to sporting events. All of our athletic facilities are located on campus. As long as you have your student ID and you're taking at least 3 hours on campus, that's included as part of your tuition. So you don't have to pay anything else. As long as we have a seat available and you've got your student ID, they'll let you in. We do have we ring the victory bells of Texas Tech. Those victory bells are heavy. Someone who has rung them will ring them for 30 minutes after every football, basketball, and baseball win. And so we do also ring them after ring ceremonies and after graduation as well. Not just to celebrate our athletes, but also to celebrate students here at Texas Tech. The Going Band from Raiderland was the first student organization at Texas Tech. They were the first to travel to an away football game back in the 1930s. We traveled all the way out to Fort Worth with a grand old price of $250 that was donated by a friend of the university. Awesome. So fun stuff is not out of the way, but we'll talk about. So there's a ton of reasons to be a Red Raider, but this is how you can become one. Applications will open in the summer of your summer before your senior year. This is your checklist. So $75 application fee or a fee waiver, an application on either Common App or Apply Texas. Apply Texas is public schools inside the state of Texas. Common App is open to any university that chooses to use it. Your high school transcript, this can be official or unofficial, and then SAT or ACT scores. These are optional for seniors, but we do encourage you to still take the test, and we'll show you later on some of our scholarship options that might make it, it might help give you some insight as to whether or not you should send those scores to Texas Tech. We do have rolling admissions, so our applications are currently open. If you complete your checklist, it'll be about a 2 to 4 week process for you to get admitted here at Texas Tech. If you are curious, you can create a Raider Connect account using the same email that you used to apply, and you can track the status of your application. So fee waivers. FAFSA is not yet open, but here in the spring we will be able to use completed FAFSA sent to Texas Tech, as long as you have an SAI of 0. Option 2 is what most of our students will do. Those are fee waivers from NACAC, SAT, or ACT, and those can be submitted on your Raider Connect account, or they can be sent to your admissions counselor as well. And then there is a TTU fee waiver available on our website. There's a handful of different boxes that you can select from. You can just attach, it'll give you the documentation that you need to attach from there. So this is if you have subsidized housing, if you were in a foster home at any point at Texas Tech, homeless, or ward of the state, or orphan. So there's a couple of different ones on there. If you have any questions about that, please email your admissions counselor. We'll be glad to help with that. So assured admission at Texas Tech is automatic acceptance to the university and automatic acceptance directly into the program of your choice. And so if you meet 1 or across, it's either or in the test score. So if you're in the top 10%, there is no minimum test score. You'll be automatically admitted with just that information. If you're in the second quarter, it's a 26 or a 1240. If you're in the fourth quarter, you will go directly to application review for assured admission. And so essentially what this means is that once you submit all of the information to us to complete your application, if you meet 1 or across, we will automatically admit you to Texas Tech and put you directly into that program as well. So test optional. We are test optional for seniors. So through the class of 2025, if you are test optional, you will go through a holistic application process unless you were in the top 10% of your class. Your score will be hidden if it's already on file. So we get this question a lot. Hey, I may have sent my score to Texas Tech my sophomore year or junior year. Didn't really know whether I should send that or not. I did. I now know should not have sent that. And so if you have, it will be hidden. We won't be able to see it on your application review itself. One thing to note is that you can be reevaluated if you submit a test score. So if you're not admitted, you can submit test scores to us and be reevaluated based upon that. You do still have to meet TSI requirements prior to enrolling. So again, if you have any questions about TSI, there is we do have a TSI compliance office here. You can get in contact with them either by reaching out to them directly or again by talking to one of our admissions counselors. Application review process. So students who do not meet assured admission or did not send in test scores will be reviewed holistically. And so that's where this 2 to 4 week process comes in. Essentially everything here is something that we can review for admission to Texas Tech. The most important piece is still going to be your academic performance, but we will use everything that we can to give you the best decision that we can. So a handful of our programs do have some additional requirements to them. Those additional requirements are that you meet assured admission. And so it will be these programs here. So all of our business programs, all of our engineering programs, there's a separate application for the honors college. So you do have to be admitted based upon their application. And then our interior design program, and then our biology and our physics programs as well. Awesome. So for those of you who are interested in some of those programs that do have additional requirements but did not meet assured admission, or if you're coming to Texas Tech saying, "Hey, I'm not really sure what I'm interested in. I know it's something in STEM, or I know it's something in public service, or something in arts and humanities, but I'm not entirely sure." For either one of those types of students, we have our Explore programs. Our Explore program really does allow you to one, to work toward a specific degree if you have one in mind, or to walk through some degrees that you and your advisor feel are ones that could be good for you. And so if you're working toward a specific degree, say you're working toward the College of Business, if you complete a full semester here at Texas Tech with a 2.75 GPA, you'll be automatically moved into that program. If you're part of this Explore Business program, you'll actually be advised toward that business degree that you're looking for. If you're coming here as an Explore student, unsure of what to take, your advisor will help work with you on some courses to take that will work for any handful of majors that you're looking at. So transferring to Texas Tech, I know some here are looking at Texas Tech as a potential option after attending another school. For us, same process. We'll drop the test scores and the high school transcript for official transcripts from all colleges that you've attended. This does include things like dual credit transcripts as well. Same application for your fee waiver, same application on Common App or on Apply Texas. And then assured admission for transfer students, pretty straightforward. Straight across, if you have 23 hours or less, you need a 2.5 GPA, 24 hours or more, 2.25. And on the following slide here, we do have those requirements specifically for each one of those majors. Awesome. So some alternative programs. So we do have questions from students who aren't admitted to Texas Tech. Hey, what are my options? The most common one is reevaluation. Students can request a reevaluation at any point during the academic cycle, during the academic year, and we will re-review you based upon any sort of new information. This can be new test scores. This can be additional essays, letters of recommendation. It can also be based upon new grades for the 7th semester as well. Gateway is a very, very common program for us. And so this is a program where students are allowed to take 6 college credit hours during the summer at a local community or junior college in 4 subjects. And as long as you achieve at least a 2.5 GPA through those 6 hours, you'll be automatically admitted to Tech that fall. So you could elect Gateway still for fall 2025. So we'll have more information about that program here in the spring. And then Texas Red Raider is a dual enrollment program with South Plains College. If you're interested in Texas Red Raider, feel free to reach out to one of the West Texas admissions counselors, and we'll be glad to kind of walk you through that specific program, or reach out to South Plains College directly as well. Either or. This is a program where you complete the program through South Plains and be automatically admitted to Texas Tech at the conclusion of that program. The other option is to transfer from another institutions with those transfer requirements we talked about earlier. Some important dates for us. So FAFSA is scheduled to open on December 1st. But that is a scheduled date. That's not something that's set in stone. Big things to point out are our fall priority scholarship deadline. Fall priority scholarship deadline is December 1st. That does mean that we will start giving out scholarship money on December 1st. So we're highly, highly encouraging students to apply at or before December 1st. And then the deadline to accept scholarships is May 1st. And so really need to have applications in by May 1st in order to guarantee that we'll have scholarship money available. Awesome. So talked about the scholarship money available. We'll talk a little bit more about those scholarships in depth. But students on average receive about $8,000 from Texas Tech in grants and scholarships, and about $12,000 overall in aid. And more than 76% of our students will receive some sort of aid from Texas Tech University. These are our merit scholarships. Merit scholarships are guaranteed through April 1st of your senior year. So As long as you've applied before April 1st, you'll be guaranteed, you qualify. We're guaranteeing that we'll have this money available to you. These are automatic as well. So we'll base it upon your high school unweighted GPA and then your test score. So if you have an 1100 or a 22 or better with a 3.0 GPA, you will qualify for scholarships automatically at Texas Tech. For those of you who are applying test optional, it's a 3.5 unweighted GPA on its own. If you are in the top 10% and you apply test optional, there's an additional $1,000 that you can receive. One thing to note is that if you do have that 1100 or 22 or better, you are going to be better off applying with your test score. And these are renewable for up to 4 years as well, so 8 total semesters. So these are our transfer scholarships. So pretty simple, 3.0 GPA with 30 transferable hours gives you 3 years at $3,000. And then 60 hours at 3.5 GPA will give you $4,000 for 2 years. Redditor guarantee. So Redditor guarantee is 4 years of full tuition and fees, up to 30 credit hours, based upon a combination of federal, state, and institutional funds. So this does mean full tuition and fees paid for. This does not include things like housing or room and board. So we do want to make sure to point that out. But students do have to meet all of the qualifications by the deadline. Currently, the deadline is January 15th, but this can be heavily influenced by what happens with the FAFSA this year as it was last year. So you have to be a new first-time student or a transfer student with an associate's. You need to be eligible to complete either TAFSA or FAFSA. You need to be a Texas resident and have a family AGI of $65,000 or less, and you need to have demonstrated financial need. To be eligible for the program, you do have to be enrolled full-time at Texas Tech for at least 12 hours each fall and spring semester. Awesome. So a little bit more about cost. So for our students in the state of Texas, a full year of tuition and fees is about $11,800, and then in housing, room and board for a full year is about $11,300. The bottom three numbers are an estimate for us. So that's an estimate of what we think it will cost for students for books, transportation, personal and miscellaneous. Those are not things that will be billed to Texas Tech University. If you're a resident of New Mexico or Oklahoma, we do have a specific tuition rate for you. So that's in-state tuition plus about $900 per year. And for our non-residents, tuition is about $24,000. One thing to note for our out-of-state students is that if you do not automatically qualify for in-state tuition based upon your county of residence or your state of residence, if you receive a $1,000 competitive scholarship from Texas Tech University, we will automatically drop you to in-state tuition and still provide you with that $1,000 scholarship. So if you're a student from Minnesota who had a 3.0 GPA with an 1100, you'll receive a $1,000 scholarship to Texas Tech that will be applied at the $11,852 tuition rate as opposed to the $24,000 tuition rate. So we're nearing the end of our presentation today, but we do want to provide you with two different QR codes. The QR code on the left of your screen will take you directly to your admissions counselor. So unfortunately, I'm not all of your admissions counselors, but we'll be happy to get you in contact with yours. Then if you're looking for your financial aid advisor, you can select the QR code here on the right. We'll give everyone a couple of seconds in case you need to scan that. Next up for us is our Raider Connect portal. So Raider Connect, if you create an account using the same email that you used for your application, this will allow you to view your application status and its progress. You can upload documents, register for events, and you'll be able to see a customized checklist. So our admitted student task list, you'll be able to see starting here later in October and into November. So all of you should be receiving information from Texas Tech already, but if you aren't, feel free to scan this QR code, and that will get you some information from us, and make sure that you're on our mailing list to hear about when we're going to be in your area and visiting your schools. And lastly, for those of you who aren't aware, we do have an event on Monday here in Lubbock, and so we would love to have you either at Texas Tech Preview or for campus tours on almost all Monday through Fridays and some Saturdays throughout the year as well. Texas Tech Preview is a really, really great event. So are our campus tours. you have any questions about either of those, please reach out to your admissions counselor. We would love to talk you through what those would look like and help get you registered for specific events. Well, that's all I have today for the presentation. So again, Aaron and April and I will be in the Q&A, and so if y'all do have any other questions, feel free to drop those there. But otherwise, thank you guys for coming tonight. We're glad to have you here.